Hello everyone, what's up? What's up? How you guys doing? I hope you guys had a great Sabbath today. I know this is not the time I usually post. It is Sabbath already, and I usually put this on Fridays. But so, I was over here wondering. I was like, I haven't posted last week. I didn't post yesterday, and I didn't post the other week before. Like, why not? Why am I not like posting? And I was like, dang, I can't be lazy. I left. I moved basically, to a different place, and I was on the bus on Friday, so I didn't post my devos. Obviously, you guys saw I posted that late. Doesn't matter, right? But I was like, I need to post a video. I want to post a video. I really need to not just get this on my chest, but really just talk about something so important as the subject we're going to talk about today. But I was thinking, I had thoughts. I was like, okay, I'm going to post a video. Well, what am I going to talk about? And I was like, what can I talk about? And then I knew a story. So the Bible clearly states, literally in these words, God is love. And so I was like, okay, let me talk about a story that talks about this. And I was like, wait, let me do the opposite so you could see what happens when you don't follow God and follow his love. So today we're going to be talking about another character, or a character that we talked about already. It's actually probably our not last one, but we talked about him so many times, and it's because he has so much stories. My favorite disciple, Peter. Yes, woo, the rock, right? So today we're going to be studying a story, and it's found in Matthew 16, verse 20, maybe other places too. Matthew 16, verse 21, we're going to 21 to 23. So it says, from that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised against the third day. We know the story. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not happen unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Okay. Wow. So you may think, what a rebuke, right? But would you catch something? Okay. So God is love. We see that. We know that I already said that, right? So God is love. So Satan is the opposite of God. So he's hate. So we're going to go back to what I was saying. So you could say, wow, what a big rebuke that Jesus did. But Jesus was actually really pointing out who was at fault with this statement. You see, the Jews had an understanding of the Messiah, which was what Jesus was, that he was going to come and be an earthly king and take them away from the troubles right now. But Jesus came for a bigger reason than that, to save them from the thing that was killing their souls, from sin. And so Jesus right here is saying, Get behind me, Satan. He knew what was actually the reason behind this saying that Peter said. He knew that it wasn't really Peter saying it, but Satan. He saw what was behind this statement. You see, so when the Jews thought he was going to be a king, it was Satan putting his mentality in for the Jews. So Satan was happy if Jesus took the earthly throne, if he would surrender the heavenly one to him. With Jesus falling and sinning, then Satan would have won. And Jesus knows this. So he says, Get behind me, Satan. He knows it is Satan actually doing the crime, doing this statement, these actions, you could say. He was in Peter when Peter cut the ear off of the soldier in Matthew 26, and you read in John that's actually Peter, right? Yeah. So now, to make this more relatable, let's think of the current events. I don't have to tell you the current events. You already know them. But what I want to submit to you is a different way of thinking of things. Okay, and I've tried this many, many times, and I've been going, it's a daily thing, obviously, right? But when someone does something racist, it is so easy to hate the person, to dislike the person. But you see, how does Jesus do it? We are called to be like Jesus, right? Christians and, just that's where we are. Hopefully, And even non, like, we should look for that. Even if you don't be religious, you should still try to follow to be nice. And who knows here, who's watching, who knows the statement, very famous, love your enemies. You see, so when Jesus called out Peter, he wasn't really calling out Peter, he was calling out Satan, because Satan was the one doing it. So in these actions, I have so many friends, and I'm not against them, but they're posting things and stuff like that. And obviously, I don't condone the crimes happening right now. I don't condone the racism, right? But the point I'm making this video, obviously not just to post like every video Friday, blah, 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 right? No, because who is really at fault right here? So many people are hating the people, hating the person that did these actions. Now, I don't condone their actions, but don't condone the person. You see, when Jesus says, love your enemies, these are your enemies right now. Racist people may be your enemies right now. They should be. But just because they're enemies doesn't mean you don't love them. Jesus says, love your neighbor, and he also says, love your enemy. I'm here, maybe I'll be unpopular for this because I say this, but I mean, the Bible is clear when it says, love your enemies. It doesn't say condone their actions. It says, love them even though they did something wrong. You see, and there's many people looking at the person, hitting on the person. But the Bible tells us we wrestle not against flesh and blood. People aren't our problem. The powers behind it are the problem. So I want you to ask yourself, who is really behind these actions? Don't think or just discriminate or go against the person. Go against their actions. So now, if we're going against their action, we have the mentality, who is really causing them to do these things? These racists, who is causing them to do these things? I want to submit to something to you, that Satan himself was the first racist. He is the biggest racist. He hates the human race. Racism is to be against a race. He hates the human race. And he's going to do everything he wants to divide them. And look what he's done. He's divided us. See, so think about that next time. You look at a person doing something racist, who is really at fault? Is it really the person? I'm not condoning the person. They're going to get what they're going to get. We're rewarded according to our works. Okay? That is not. I'm not saying that. It's not true. It's obvious. Right? But the Bible is clear when it says love your enemies. The Bible is clear when it says we wrestle not against flesh or blood. People aren't our problem. And something else it's clear is that Satan hates the human race. Hates a race. The human race. That's racism. That's racism for you, So, when Satan, he's really the one seeing things. He's really the one making people do these things. So, if we were really to think like that, to know that it's not the people that are the problem, but the person behind their actions, then we would see the statement we made in the beginning that God is love. There's two things that are going to happen to you in these times. They're either going to get away from God or you're either going to get closer to God. And so I made this video that you could go closer to God, because let's just do some common sense here. So God is love. So everything away, besides him, or everything that's not him, is the opposite of love. What's opposite of love? Hate. So when you go to love, you get love. But when you go to something that we think is love, but it's actually hate, and hate comes out of it, why are we surprised? Why are we surprised that we're going to the wrong things and we're getting the wrong things in return? You see, God is so merciful. God is so loving that even though we choose the wrong things, he's still there to come for us, to help us, even though he knew we chose the wrong thing in the first place. And I'm not calling anyone out, right? I'm just saying that's what I've done, and that's what the Bible really says. That's really how great the Bible is. It really just helps us understand these things, right? So, if we were just to see who's really behind these actions, that is what this video is about. I know it's a long video, I'm kind of going on a rant, but this video is basically to help you understand that Jesus, that God is love. So this is a call to turn back to the right way. I understand that there's many issues going on. Don't ignore them, but pay attention to them in the right way. Okay, so don't be hating against people. I don't condone their actions. I don't really I don't say that actions. I'm not saying their actions are right. I'm saying they're wrong. I'm saying their actions are wrong, but everyone's really bad if you really think about it. You say you're good. Honestly, I don't even feel myself being good. I don't feel anyone else being good. Okay, that's just what the Bible teaches, that we're all sinful, right? That's just the mentality, right? It's the mentality that the Bible teaches us. We need help. Especially right now, people are calling for help. Who are they calling to? Where are they calling to? Are they calling to men, to people for their wisdom? Brothers and sisters, friends, it's obvious. If you seek love, you're going to find love. If you seek hate, you're going to find hate. If you keep on pouring out hate because you're against hate, that's just being a hypocrite. I'm sorry. That's just common sense. If you're going to love others, then you have to love everyone, no matter what they do. Don't condone don't like their actions. I understand it, but don't hate the person. So I just want to make a story to make this really clear to what I'm trying to get at. Is besides the points I've made, the point I want to end with. Okay, so if you go to a gym, and there's people right there, everyone's working out, right? They're open right now. Okay, supposedly. So you're working out, and everyone's sweating around you. You go inside, thinking that you're not gonna start sweating, and you do your running, your cardio, you lift weights. You come out, you're sweating, and you're like, why am I sweating? It seems dumb, right? I know it's dumb. It's a dumb illustration, but it's the same thing with love and hate. If you go to something that's negative, go to something that's hateful, hate's gonna come out of it. So with that, if you go to something that's love, love's gonna come out of it. When you go to God, you see, they say in a sermon or in any talk, right? There should be a problem and a solution. The problem is there's racism and we're treating it the wrong way sometimes. The solution is God, because God is love, and what we need right now is love for one another. Because if we had love for one another, we wouldn't be doing these things. We wouldn't be having racists in the world. But now let's think about it with God. Okay, so God is love. So if we go to God, we get love. So when you go to God, this is what I'm going to end with this. If you go to God, you get love. And you don't just receive it. You don't just receive that joy. You know, people call me like all loud and crazy. I'm sorry, because I'm just excited about God. But if people go to God and they get love, they receive it, and they're going to want to share it. So when you want to find the solution, and there's love and hate, what are you going to choose? Love. But so many people are not choosing it. So my appeal to you today is that you choose love. Choose God. He's the solution to the problems that we have. And the more we go away from Him, the more our problems will rise. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry. But that's just the truth. If we go away from God, we're going to have more problems. If we go to God, these problems are going to be fixed because He is the wisest of all. So that's just what I wanted to leave at you. I know it was a long video, but that was my honest opinion. Maybe I'm going to get some hate, but I don't know. Like we said, God is love, so He'll forgive me if I said anything wrong. But yeah, thank you so much for hearing my 13-minute video, and thank you for hearing my rants. But my holy rant, I don't know. I'm just trying to say what I believe. It's my opinion. So, happy Sabbath. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna post more videos, and some more more good, hopefully inspiring, encouraging content. So, see you guys later. Bye.